WGS-TV. Welcome to another installment of WGS-TV right here on YouTube.com/WrestleGamer and ZevixTV. Wait a minute. I'm not Billy. That's right. Billy's got a bad case of laryngitis, but I'm filling in for him. The Shining Star Rick Starr, host of Hardcore Wrestling Radio, each and every Wednesday night on Blog Talk Radio /Hardcore Wrestling Radio on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Time Central. Well, enough of the plugging. Let's get on to last night's Raw review. Raw opened up with CM Punk pretty much storming to the ring, still aggravated at the fact that he lost to The Rock at the Royal Rumble. He walked up, grabbed the ring announcer, and literally forced the ring announcer to announce him as the People's Champ, CM Punk. Then CM Punk pretty much just ranted on about how he's still the champion and how The Rock stole his belt and how the belt was pretty much just an item, how it's just holding up The Rock's pants, and just that's all it was. It was a pretty good segment. Then Booker T came out by spoiling the party and told CM Punk he would have one of the three opponents to face in a Raw active match. It would either be Chris Jericho, Randy Orton, or Rey Mysterio Jr. Overall, I thought this segment was pretty good, not too bad entertaining. I'd have to give it a 3.5 out of 5. The next match was Cody Rhodes versus Alberto Del Rio in a non-title match. Cody Rhodes came to the ring wearing a new t-shirt, which was obviously getting to promote his new mustache. Not sure how that's going to fan up, but time will tell. The match was pretty good. Cody Rhodes looked like he was going to get the win with this beautiful disaster kick, but Alberto Del Rio kicked out, and then a few minutes later, winds up getting Cody in his armbar lock, and then Cody taps out almost immediately.
Oh God, is he dead?
After the match, Alberto Del Rio picks up the mic and pretty much apologizes for being so hard on all the fans, and says that the way the Big Show has treated him or bullied him for the past couple of weeks has opened his eyes. He says that after what he did to the Big Show this past Friday is going to be nothing compared to what he's going to do when he gets a hold of him again. Then, of course, Big Show pops up on the Titantron via satellite at some remote hotel, says that, hey, don't even try doing nothing to me, you just, if you want to fight me again, you're going to have to fight me at the Elimination Chamber, and I'm going to have your buddies fax your papers over to me, and we'll take care of it. And if you even come try to find me, you're going to be sorry that you ever did, blah, blah, blah. It was an okay session. With the segment and the match, I would have to give it a 3 out of 5. After that, of course, Jerry the Lawler got up and grabbed the mic and announced who CM Punk's Raw active opponent would be for the main event. And, of course, no surprise there, it would be Chris Jericho. We then probably had what I thought was the best match of the night so far, which was Rey Mysterio Jr., Rey Mysterio, pardon me, this is the WWE, not WCW, versus Daniel Bryan. I've said it before on many different shows and many different blogs that I think Daniel Bryan is probably one of the most underrated wrestlers on WWE. During the match with Rey Mysterio, he caught him in a tombstone position. It looked like he was going for the tombstone, but instead he fell back. Looked like he was going for some form of a gut buster. Phenomenal move. Rey Mysterio did hit him with a 619, went up to the top rope and looked like he was going for the body splash, but missed. And that's when Daniel Bryan capitalized for the no-lock and made Rey Mysterio tap out for the win. And now he is inside. He's going to be in the Elimination Chamber. Definitely a 4 out of 5 match. But the shocker of the night was not until after the match, when Mark Henry's music hit and he came to the ring and wreaked havoc on Daniel Bryan, Rey Mysterio, and Sin Cara, who came to try to help feebly, where all three men received a World's Strongest Slam. Now, if you ask me, that's a big sign letting him know that he's going to be in the Elimination Chamber for the number one contender for the World Heavyweight Championship. I definitely have to give that segment alone 4 out of 5 stars. Then we saw a couple of segments. One segment was where Daniel Bryan was yelling at Kane, saying, "Where were you? Where were you? You were supposed to be out there." And of course, there was an earlier segment where Daniel Bryan specifically told Kane he didn't want him out there. So it's just the same thing where they've argued before over the same stupid, dumb stuff. So nothing you haven't seen before with Team Hell No. Then we saw a segment where the Big Show is sitting up in his hotel room. Room service comes in. He asks for a tip, and Big Show tells him, to get another job or something like that. I thought both segments together combined, okay, nothing special. I guess maybe a 3 out of 5. No, I'll give it that. Then we saw Kane taking on Sheamus. These guys was a great slugfest. A lot of great power moves. During this match, there was a lot of great sequences of moves. We saw Sheamus try to hit him with this white noise. Kane counters that. He then tries to put him in a tombstone powerbombs. Sheamus counters out of that and then hits him with the Irish Curse backbreaker. So it was a great move. Not a technical match, so to speak, but overall it was a great match. The match wound ending up with Daniel Bryan coming down and continuing the argument that they had in the back. This distracted Kane. He turns around, goes to face back Sheamus. Sheamus, of course, gives him a broad kick and then gets the 3 count for the win. We then see Daniel Bryan stepping back, saying, "It wasn't me. I'm sorry," but he had a little smile on his face. So one can wonder, is this going to be soon to be the end of Team Hell No? I don't know. I'm guessing by the time WrestleMania comes around, we will see the end of the team. 4 out of 5 stars for me. Now, the next segment was, of course, Miz TV, which has been a more every week thing. Miz, of course, calls out Paul Heyman because he wanted to know if he had anything to do with Brock Lesnar returning, of course, also attacking Vince McMahon, who Vince gave him the F5 last week on Raw. Paul Heyman comes out and, of course, again, emphatically says, no, I had nothing to do with it, And, of course, Miz doesn't believe him, which why would he? Because everybody knows that Brock has been, a Paul Heyman guy, so to speak. It goes back and forth, and, of course, who comes out but Vicky Guerrero? And Vicky Guerrero comes down and says, wait a minute, nope. I'm the one who signed Brock Lesnar. It was me. I'm the one. I thought it was a good business deal. Vicky goes on and explains that she has been negotiating with Brock for the past couple of months and come last week on Raw Roulette, he had signed the deal. She said she had no clue that Brock would ever attack Vince, and of course she asked that everybody would pray for Vince, and of course this is when Heyman and Vicky start praying in the middle of the in the ring. It was just really stupid and sorry. And of course, this is the first time why I actually buy Miz's first words, where he says, "Really?" Yeah, it was like really. It was just stupid and sad. And after they go back and forth for a little bit longer, who comes out but Brock Lesnar, which was expected. Brock comes out. He gets in Miz's face, doesn't really attack him, but who's the first to push? But Miz was the first just to give him a shove, and that was just a mistake. Brock tosses Miz out of the ring, and the way he tossed him out was kind of an ugly toss, but what I thought was even worse, Brock takes up one of the wooden chairs and throws him and just slams it on him. And you could see that it actually hit him pretty hard, and I was like, wow. Everybody's always, we've talked about it on several different shows, the way Brock has always not been the most lightly guy to work with. He's actually injured people, and I don't know why the WWE re-signed him. I guess it's just because he's put asses in seats, so to speak. But I'm surprised that Miz didn't get hurt. But Miz gets back in, he pulls him back in, and then he gives him an F5 right near the couch. It was just, I guess, for pops and for shock value, or for whatever you want to call it, I'll give it a 3.5 out of 5 for that segment. And then we had Randy Orton take on Wade Barrett, and Wade Barrett, I have to say, has not exactly had the best week. First, he was eliminated by NXT rookie Bo Dallas, and then, of course, he went on to face Bo Dallas last week at Raw Roulette, and, of course, Bo Dallas defeated him, and, of course, he decided to attack him in the back. Which they showed the replay of that. And before the match, we even saw a promo with Bo Dallas, and I'm sorry, but the kid cannot cut a promo to save his friggin' life. I'm sorry. He just needs to go back to the drawing boards on that one. As for the match itself between Randy Orton and Wade Barrett, I didn't see anything super special. Randy Orton did all his signature moves, his Orton stomp, his double clotheslines followed with a power slam, his DDT off the ropes. For those of you who've watched Randy Orton matches, when he's on the outside, he also does the back drop into the guardrail. Very signature moves. If you ask me, it's getting to the point where Randy Orton's almost becoming a one-trick pony, so to speak. So a lot of people gave John Cena that kind of a hard time for it, and I think that Randy Orton is now getting to be that sort of a person. He's just getting very comfortable. For a long time, I had a lot of respect for Orton, and I don't know why he's doing it, but he's just getting very, very comfortable with a very set of moves, and that's it. Wade Barrett, he's only did a few set of moves, and that was it. Nothing special. Randy Orton won with the RKO. 3 out of 5. Very dull match. Then we had the main event match of the night, which was the Raw Active match, which was CM Punk versus Chris Jericho. This match was really great. A lot of great spots, high-flying moves, and submissions from both men. We saw the Walls of Jericho from Chris Jericho. We saw the Anaconda Vice from CM Punk. Both men got out of it. Chris Jericho also did his Lion Salt. It looked like he might have injured himself, or he might have landed improperly. I don't know if that was just doing kayfabe or not, but not sure. Anyway, a lot of great kicks. They even did a couple of superplexes. CM Punk looked like he went to go for a tornado DDT, but Jericho fought out of it. The match ends with CM Punk catching Jericho in a GTS. Punk gets the win. This was a great match, 4 to 5 stars, no question. In the next segment, the WWE announced its next inductee into the WWE Hall of Fame, which was Bruno Sammartino. For those of you who don't know why this is such a big deal, Bruno Sammartino has been denying WWE's offers to be inducted into the Hall of Fame for over several years, probably since its inception. This is because Bruno didn't really like the way the company's been going, hence the Attitude Era. So word is that Triple H was significant in getting Sammartino into changing his mind, and thus he is now inducted officially into the Hall of Fame, and no one is more deserving than Bruno Sammartino. So. Then we finally see a segment where, back with a Big Show, is in the hotel. The guy knocks on the door, and it's the guy with the papers who finally arrives. The guy's kind of like, you can see the guy's a little nervous and worried, and you obviously know what's coming up next. Big Show signs the papers. He says, "What are you waiting for?" Guy opens the door, and of course, there's Alberto Del Rio. The Big Show and Alberto start scrapping back and forth out in the hallway, and Alberto Del Rio gets a fire extinguisher, sprays him in the face with it, then cracks him in the head, and he says he's going to go get some pink pet food, winks in the eye, and the segment's over. It's kind of expected. It is what it is. Nothing super fancy about it. 2.5 out of 5. Back on Raw, Bryan Maddox was in the middle of the ring, and he pretty much said that he was just a victim of the whole situation, saying that Paul Heyman came to him and he took advantage of a young star who wanted to make it big in the business, and that none of it was his fault. Sooner or later, of course, he says he had nothing to do with the Shield and nothing else to do with that. And then that's when he calls the Shield out. Of course, the Shield music comes out, and they're saying, you're nothing but a rat, and justice isn't free. They come down within 5 seconds. They give him the triple power bomb. Bang. They're pretty much sitting in the middle of the ring and just gawking, and that's when John Cena's music hits. John Cena comes through the crowd in like Shield fashion. Then Ryback's music comes. He comes through the ring in Shield, and then of course Sheamus comes through the crowd. Same way. The Shield tries to hightail it, and of course a whole bunch of WWE superstars block them off from leaving. So they have to go right back in the ring. All 6 men start battling out. They beat the hell out of each other for about maybe 30 seconds, 45 seconds before Shield finds a way of hightailing it through the crowd. Raw's over. I would have liked to have seen these two. For something that we were waiting to see them fight, it didn't really last that long, and it wasn't as good as it should have been. It was kind of like, yeah, it was just kind of like a teaser. So, it was good, 3.5 out of 5, but not as much as it should have been. There should have been a lot more for what it felt. They should have been like beating the hell out of him, left him in the middle of the ring. But oh well, I guess that's WWE for you. Overall, I'd have to give the show not too bad. It's just a lot of the middle of the run matches with a lot of the middle of the run stuff. I thought Raw as a whole was just 3 out of 5 out of 5. Nothing special, Few good matches, but that was about it. As always, now it's your turn to know what we want to know what you think about Monday Night Raw this week. Be sure to add your comments in the comment section below. And don't forget to like and favorite this video. And please don't forget to subscribe to youtube.com/WrestleGamer and youtube.com/ZevXTV Network. And once again, I am the Shining Star Rick Starr of Hardcore Wrestling Radio, filling in for Billy Boudreaux, and he'll be back when his voice returns for another edition of WGS-TV.